Okay, so who remembers this game? this is this is Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. Well, it's not called Resident Evil. It's just called Umbrella Corps. It came out a long time ago, and I gotta say, like when this game came out, I was so looking forward to it. Like, I thought, oh my god, an actual built from the ground PvP game for Resident Evil. That's crazy because obviously, like five, six had multiplayer modes attached to them. But and they were enjoyable, well they were good modes, don't get me wrong, but this was like a built purposely for it, and I was like, oh my god, okay, this is gonna be good. And it turns out, it wasn't as great as I thought it was gonna be. I got in day one and played it to death. And I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. In terms of a Resident Evil game, it's pretty bad. but you know, I've always seen it, and I think most people do. They're not known for the multiplayer games. You know, you've got multiplayer modes in 6 and 5. You've got Resident Evil Resistance, which is, I still think that's pretty good. Like, I enjoy that. And then obviously, with Village, you have Reverse coming out, which I didn't get a chance to. I think I played like one match, maybe actually, of the beta. And I thought it was good, but I guess, me and a friend of mine did discuss if they did release the game separately. I feel like they would get more traction. But obviously, if you bought Village, you got it as well. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird way of doing it because I do feel like if you just release the game standalone, you'll get more players. But at the same time, if it is standalone and you have to pay a certain amount for it, people are going to buy it because it is a PvP game in Resident Evil, which is usually not as good as a single player game. So if you just tack the multiplayer game on for free with the purchase of the main game, then that's a good idea. But this is Umbrella Corps. This match took me about half an hour to find. For a longest time, it was me and just one other guy in the lobby, and eventually it filled up. And I was in a lobby with a guy that was at 120, which kind of led me to believe that the game was still active because this guy's playing the game. He's level 100 plus, and I was apparently like level 3, which is weird because I honestly think I was in the 20s to 30s on PS4, and I think playing on PS5 reset my level. But I was definitely higher level than 3. But yeah, I got into a game eventually, and we did the multi-team mode, which is where no multi-mission mode, sorry, where you have multiple objectives across 4, 5 different rounds. One where it's like defend an area, one where it's focus on the zombies, pick up samples they drop. One where the briefcase that someone has to carry and you have to protect them, like capture the flag essentially. But there's no goal. It's just hold it for longer than the enemy team. And I thought that was really good. Like I thought the difference between the rounds and the objectives was really good. There is another mode in the game, which is a one life mode, like a 3v3 elimination mode, but I could not for the life of me find the game for that. And I really wanted to because I remember when I played the game when it was out initially. That was all I played. It was so fun. It was so fun. Like I genuinely think the game is fun. It has some issues. Like I don't like the third person camera on this game. It is way too off screen for me, especially when you aim like third person aim. That's just annoying. The jammer system is interesting. I think that was in not Umbrella Corps. I think that was in Operation Raccoon City as well, which was. Operation Raccoon City again. It was one of those ones where it was like, the premise is really, really good, and the game itself isn't. People love that game. Honestly, people did like that game a lot, but I just didn't. I didn't gel with it. I didn't believe in one magazine killing like one zombie. That was my main issue with it. Like it took so long to kill anything in that game. But in terms of like the story and the location and stuff like that, it was really good. But I think the multiplayer, for the most part, kind of works like this, which is why this is so kind of feels very familiar. Because I did play Operation Raccoon City to the end, and I did enjoy it, but there's just small things like that bothered me. This game has some too, obviously, with the ADS and how the third-person camera works, and among other things, it's just slightly annoying. But hey, going back to the the more positive side of this game, I think the modes are really good. I genuinely think the modes are good. The maps are honestly really well done as well. This one specifically, like I played a bunch. I remember a bunch of them when I used to play before. There was one which was just outside RPD, which was really good. It was really dark, so you couldn't really see anything. But there was like the street level and the sewer level, which was really cool. This is obviously the main, well, not the main village, and this is the opening village you get to in the beginning of 4. And I do like the nice touches how the zombies in the map are still like the parasite villages. I don't remember, Last Plagueis I think is what it was called in 4. I haven't played it in forever, so don't blame me if that's wrong. And a couple of the maps are from like some of the spin-off games, like I think there's one that's from Code Veronica, I think it's Antarctica base. Obviously at the end of Code Veronica you go to Antarctica. And there was one that says Mansion, but I'm not sure. I don't actually remember if that is the mansion itself, like from the first game, or if it's just a mansion. I do kind of vaguely remember a mansion map, but I don't think it's the same. I could be wrong though. In terms of other things, I think the gunplay itself, if you get past the horrible perspectives, the gunplay feels really nice. It does take quite a few bullets to kill someone, but unless you aim it at the head, so headshots are definitely recommended. And obviously, if you manage to shoot someone like in the back or just over their shoulder, it can knock the jammer out, and the jammer basically keeps you invisible from the zombies or the enemies on the map. So if you take that out, you know, you get swarmed, and they do a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage, and they do take a lot of bullets in this game as well. Not too many compared to Operation Raccoon City, but still a reasonable amount of bullets. There's also some customization in this game. You can change your operator, like how they look. You can change the decals on like their armor, like the cool stickers and that you can put on, which is cool. And then the weapon camos. There's a lot of weapons in this game as well. Speaking of weapons, there's a lot of different variations of guns you can use. Each with their own attachments you unlock just by using them, I think. Maybe just leveling up your character, but I'm not too sure how that works. And then there is a kind of single player mode in this game. It's not really the main idea for it, but essentially it's like a, trying to think of a good way to put it. Imagine if Spec Ops, the Call of Duty games, was the single player campaign. Like that's essentially what you're going for here. Like it's like an objective based smaller missions. They do have a story kind of. The story for the game is very limited. It's just basically like umbrella of trying to find the perfect soldier, something like that. So basically everyone's trying to play the trainees. They're trying to train to be the very like most elite, I guess. That's the story, but it's not really the main focus of the game. One thing I will say, the cover system, it's not really necessary because of the amount of bullets you actually take. You can kind of tank someone and you'll be fine. But it's there. I mean, it's there, I guess, if you really want to. If you play long range, I guess it's good. Like, I think there is some kind of snipers or scouts in this game you get later on, but the cover system isn't really necessary. But no, it's a fun game. It's not a good Resident Evil game. Like, that's just how it is. It's not a bad game. Like the game itself, if you do commit to it, it's quite fun if you get past some of the annoying things in it. But it is a good game. It's just not a good Resident Evil game. But you know, you don't expect it to be. They're not made. They're not known for their multiplayer. So it does kind of make sense that this isn't as good as like Village that just came out, which is excellent, and you know, all the well-known mainline games, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 6, and then 7 and 8. Actually, no, 5. No, 5 got praise. I like 5. I like 5 a lot. It's just 6 that everyone doesn't like. That's a whole different thing to talk about, which I might do in the future. Because I do enjoy 6 for what it is. Again, it's the same thing with this. It's a good game, but it's not a good Resident Evil game. But it's good. It's a good game. It's well made. It plays really nice. It's just not a good Resident Evil game. Like, you expect to be scared, or at least feel like something's gonna jump out at you any minute. Or with 6, it's just here's 50 guns. You're killing everybody comes towards you. And there is like some horror points to 6, like the very beginning of Leon's campaign is probably the best part of the entire game, where it's just normal zombies and stuff like that. And then there's a bit in Jake's campaign thing, which is probably the weakest of the three, I think. People say Chris's is still worst, but I don't know. Jake's campaign was kind of weird. There is a bit in that that's kind of spooky, but apart from that, it's just all action, balls to the wall action, like a proper action game. But again, people like it for their own reasons, and I guess people like this for their own reasons because, you know, out of the matches I did get into, there was a couple level 100s in there, and even a couple level like 1s and 2s. So it's clear that people still play the game, and people still buy the game. And it is a shame that it doesn't have the big player base anymore, because it is fun. It's not a serious game. It's just entertaining to play it for like an hour or two if you got the time, because it is fun. It's just stupid. That's why I like it so much. But yeah, here we are, years later, playing it again. Let me know if anyone still plays it. Let me know if any of you guys still play it, because I'd imagine if you've come across this video, you probably have played it or want to play it. Or, if you do, if you're someone that does want to play it, I kind of, if you like third-person shooters, I guess you could play it, because that's basically what it is. It's a third-person shooter. So in the Resident Evil verse, you know, all the Resident Evil games are third-person, but it's a PvP third-person shooter. So it feels kind of different to the, you know, the mainstream ones, which is just a cover system, and you get the players. Basically, okay, if you want this game and you've played Operation Raccoon City, then you'll probably like this. If you really like Operation Raccoon City, you might like this. But that's all I really have to say about it, to be honest. I might play again in the future, because it is fun, but it takes too long to find a game. I was kind of sat there for a while, kind of bored out of my mind, with this other guy in the lobby who wouldn't leave either, which is good. And it does start with 5 players, I think, or maybe 4. So it cannot be uneven sometimes when it starts. So hopefully you get the experienced players rather than the new players. Anyway, I'm Umbrella Corps.
Good. Now bring
Play
it
it.
to me.
It's worth it. And I'll see you in the next one.